Oh, hey guys, welcome to AFTERBUZZ. Hey guys, welcome to AFTERBUZZ After Show of 6. This is our first episode, the pilot.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. This is 6, the after show pilot, the first one, guys.
What's up?
I'm your host, Roya Taheri, and joining me on this panel, introduce yourself, guys.
Hey, y'all. I'm Franceli, aka Sally, and you can buzz me at all things social media at Sally Hangout, and I'm so excited to be part of the 6.
Oh yeah, hey guys, Daniel Lindgren here. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Dan Lindgren. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm excited about that.
And I'm excited for you and for this show, too, as well.
I wore my fatigues and everything. Can't you tell? I'm super hyped.
I barely saw you next to me. I couldn't even see you. You were so camouflaged.
Hey.
So what did you guys think? This is the first episode, pilot, what was your take on this whole episode, general?
Pilots are always weird because it's like you're just getting introduced to the story. You're trying to figure out who's who. I'm trying to keep track of what's going on.
They're throwing a lot of information at you.
A lot of information, but it's definitely, I'm impressed. I like military shows. I know some people in the military. I went to school in Virginia that has one of the largest naval bases in the country. And so I've always wondered what their lives are like. And through, television, this is the way we get to do that. So I'm excited to see what these guys get into.
Yeah, well, no, it was a really cool scene at the beginning. They actually showed them all, hanging out. Calder was playing his video games, whatever. And it was like, you're seeing such a different side than what we all think, because I'm not an Army brat. I was never on I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. I also liked the beginning of the episode showed all the presidents kind of talking about how badass
that was cool.
Navy SEALs are, so I like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try and be a Navy SEAL, and then I realized what you have to do, and that's called exercise, and that's not gonna work out for me apparently, because that's a
don't feel bad. I exercise and I still don't want to be a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I don't either. The underwater stuff is too intense for me. Like I just no, me and water, I'm good.
I like some water, but
no, I like water, but not on the level that they gotta like the water.
Right.
You understand?
It's a deep level.
It's a deep level, exactly. There's levels to this.
So do you guys think that this was enough perfect balance between character development, storyline, or do you think you wanted more? Before we dive right into it.
I mean, there were 6 SEALs to talk about,
Right.
And they probably got into character development for 3, maybe? 3, I'd say, Rip, Calder, and Bear.
Yeah.
I'd say were the 3 main ones that they focused on.
Yeah.
But then Buddha had some good stuff,
Buddha
too.
had some
Buddha
good
had some stuff.
He really did.
And
Okay.
hopefully we'll get to know Chase a little bit, like the new guy, and
there's Buck. They mentioned Buck briefly.
That's true, yeah.
I say we break him down.
Yeah, let's go with the main guy. Let's go with Rip. Let's play by Walton Goggins, who every time I see him, I feel like I always see blood in his mouth. That's all I ever see of him, with his smiling teeth, and definitely see that in the previews. How did you guys feel about Rip? Do you think he was kind of an overpowering character, or just...
Go for it. I know you have some feelings on it.
Rip is just like the perfect example of like walking the line, right? Like he walks this fine line of like the gray area, right? He seems to be like super dark, but then after he's kidnapped and the woman in the prison is getting like attacked, how he's trying to like stop it. So it's like, is there a road to redemption?
Did he scalp a dude? He scalped a dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about him and his goal to get Mutaki, and how he is going to go do anything he possibly can,
Right.
In order to find Mutaki. So
How far is too far?
Scalping a dead guy? Do you think he's trying to leave a message for Mutaki to be like, hey, this is me, I'm coming after you?
Is that his calling card, like the guy from Home Alone that clogs up the sink? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
Yes.
But
He has
he
a calling
call-
card.
But
He has a calling card.
this is my thing. He calls them savages, yet he does a savage thing himself. So do the rules not apply to them? They get to do whatever they want, and I think that's what's in question here. Like,
I feel like that's a very sensitive subject, honest, because I'm not a SEAL, so I
Right.
don't know, obviously. And I feel like whenever you're in a job title itself, you think you're entitled to whatever it is. SEALs can do, they're fighting for the country. They can do what they want. But as an outsider, we obviously don't agree with that. So when do we, like you said, there's a fine line.
Yeah, but I mean, even amongst the Brotherhood, there's that division, right? Because they're trying to, that whole beef between Calder and Bear is about, well, we should take Rip's side no matter what. And then Calder's saying, well, what he did was wrong. So should we stand up and fight for what's right and what is right and what's wrong in those kind of deep, dark territories?
Did Rip make the right decision by shooting that guy?
That's the thing.
After he surrendered.
That's a tricky one.
Now, let me say this. That guy said that he was from Detroit, but he was a Kobe Bryant Laker fan. So right there, that's a lie. No one from Detroit is a Kobe Bryant fan. Maybe one or two, but that
he
guy
did
probably
say he's
not.
a threat. He's a threat, and if your life is on the line,
Yeah, but this guy could have known what to say in order to protect himself.
Right,
If you say you're
exactly.
American, they can't hurt you. I'm unarmed, don't hurt me, that type thing. It's kind of like...
right? Just like the woman in the truck. She was like,
But he
help
was
me,
lying,
help
though,
me.
right? He wasn't an American. Was he, or was he not?
We
we
won't
don't
know.
know.
We'll find out
Because
when
then
we
we
get more
find out
into
his
his brother.
though. We find out that his brother that it was his brother though, and his brother's
Right.
not an American, right? So is there a way that he could have been an American and his brother's not? That's what I'm just wondering.
I think that's one of those developments we're going to find out throughout, because he could have been just covering for his brother, because
Okay.
his brother is from what? My notes, what I think he's Boko Haram. Is that how we say it?
Boko Haram,
Boko Haram, yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
But it could have been protecting him, and I don't know. If I was Rip, and I was as high powered as he is, I probably would have shot him as well.
Okay,
Just saying.
fair enough.
From seeing in the very beginning of the scene when you see that woman and you think that she's innocent, that she's
Right, and she had a bomb on her.
Right, and it's wrong for me to say I would have shot him because he was a Kobe fan, right? Okay, it's wrong for me to say. Okay, I just want to make sure that's wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the Lakers either, so I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. But it's definitely like a touchy subject, like you said, because at the end of the day, we aren't there every day,
Yeah.
and we don't see what they see, and it's dark and it's twisty, and they're faced with danger all day, every day. It's almost like this. I mean, they snap, and that's why when they come home, they don't come home the same. So either way, I just want to take the time to salute our brothers and sisters that are active duty and that have served, because I mean, without their service, we're thankful for their service,
yeah,
for sure.
definitely. I learned a lot of lingo on this show too, military
Yeah.
lingo.
Oh yeah.
One that stood out the most for me, and it I don't know, I didn't know that this was actually a term, squirters. I didn't know that meant.
Squirters, yeah.
I looked it up because I was like, this is a.
I knew
they're
what
not
it meant
gonna-
before the show, but it means something completely different to me now.
Exactly.
Got it.
So I looked it up, and I like when, obviously it's on History Channel, I feel like they're going to do their research
Right.
and make it as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
And it's legit. It's like a random person that could be a threat.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
along
Makes
that
sense.
lines. Speaking of research and doing, what did you guys think about the scenes when they're with the lady in the car in the very beginning when they're trying to protect the other team, the squad, and they're shooting, and that whole fight scene? Did you think it was overproduced, underproduced, just right?
I mean, not to steal a quote from the porridge girl there. What's her name? The porridge girl?
The porridge girl.
Yeah, she wanted
From the
porridge.
Three Little Bears.
There you go. There
Goldilocks.
You go. I felt it was just right. But yeah, I mean, I guess it could have been. It's the first scene of the show, so I
Right.
kind of wanted
Yeah.
it to be a spectacle. I kind of wanted it to be like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
happening?
Edge of my seat. It just started. It was all right. I know. I feel like you have a different feeling towards it.
Yeah, like maybe I'm just too used to other shows where all you see is blood and gore, and
Right.
maybe History Channel's has a different censorship to it. But the fighting scene just seemed really slow with the shooting.
Okay.
The gore scene was fine because the guy got shot in the leg, and you're like, oh man, he got shot. There's blood everywhere. But
So you felt it was the right amount of blood.
yeah, definitely.
Consistency, the blood consistency
And-
was the right amount.
Yes, and
Okay.
the extremeness of the children in the bed and them
Right,
being
oh my
like
god,
Right, that was
so that got to me.
intense.
So that
Yeah.
that felt real.
That was too intense for me.
But it's the shooting scene. It's kind of like, it just seemed way too set up. I just could see the movie magic behind it all versus when I'm watching those kind of shows.
Yeah.
That was all.
My
I
question
always,
is, oh, so go ahead.
I was gonna say, I always try to like not pick apart the pilot too much. I like to like
Right.
ease my way into the show before I make like a really hard critique like that, because at the same time, we got to still figure out what this show is trying to say. Like, if they're trying to just focus on the storyline of this brotherhood and this team of 6 and what it really means, and that narrative is more important, then the war and the fighting and the stuff might not be that important to me if I know that that's the focus of where the show is going. But I don't know yet. It's still just the pilot.
I'll give the show this. They threw a lot of information at us,
Yes.
but I was pleased with how they did it. It was a lot of information, but it was like I felt it was in a nice order. It wasn't too discombobulated in my head, so I enjoyed that.
Which is probably why I was able to nitpick the
fight
action
scenes.
scene, just
Right.
because everything else worked out really well, and that was the only thing I could. You're always looking for something to complain about.
It was a big setup. This whole pilot was a huge setup for them. They have to go get this Taggart guy now. So.
Yeah, exactly. 8 episodes for a miniseries. It's gonna be action packed for sure.
For sure.
So let's move on to another character. Unless you guys have something else you want to talk about, Rip.
I mean, we can always jump back if something else pops in.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about Bear.
Bear, yeah.
I love him.
Ooh.
I really do.
How much?
Oh my God. Well, the fact that I think he's my man crush on the show, that's just
Already?
already.
My man crush is Calder for
Already.
sure.
Well, that you like the hair, don't you?
I like
you
his
just
hair. I like his hair.
the scruff McGruff kind of look. You know, so Bear
Well,
does it
look
for
to
me.
your left. I'm growing my scruff out. Just saying.
Bear does it for me, and plus, I'm a fan of him from another show. He was on Revenge, and I really love that show. So. I already got that thing going on.
That's what
all
happened.
that's going on for me.
You
And
guys
he's
have-
British, so okay.
You guys have a
Anyway,
history, all right.
we have this thing. I might. Okay, so no, but I love the dynamic of like him and his wife, and they pray together and stuff like that, and just showing like the spirituality side of it all. I really appreciate about his character, but then also how like he's so loyal, and is his loyalty to a fault is something we've yet to find out. But I'm enthralled by Bear and how he's willing to like even go to Buddha's house to be like, listen, just one more time, bro. Like just
You
come
want to give him
through
a
for
bear
me.
hug, right?
I just want him to hold me. Like, is he married?
Yeah.
Like, I need to
We
do
can
some
look it up. We
research.
got the technology.
Find out for me, my people.
Hashtag Bear hug.
Hashtag just bear hug him, huh?
Yes, Sally and Bear. I like it. Sally Bear. Sally Bear. That would be the hashtag.
There you go. Another hashtag.
I definitely find it interesting though that since he is a really religious guy, you saw
Yeah.
that in the very beginning when he was like quoting with his wife.
Right.
That when Rip did shoot the guy, he was like he told Calder to just let it go. He did
Yeah.
the right thing.
And that's
That's
what I mean.
interesting.
The loyalty to a fault? Question mark. Like,
Yeah.
He's a dog, waiting for his bone.
I'll
I
sip
just
tea
don't.
to that.
I don't know how I feel about him. I don't.
You don't know how you feel about Bear, huh?
Yeah.
Where are you at? What's going on? What are the questions
Would you
on
give
my
him like
man
a side
crush?
hug at least? Would you give him a side hug? Not a
Yeah.
full frontal hug. Would you give him a side hug?
Maybe like a fist pump.
You go only fist bump so far.
Yeah. I don't really trust him yet.
He seems to be like now
The-
that Rip's gone, the leader of the
Yeah,
group.
Yeah.
he's leading the troops for sure.
So I hope we can trust him. That's for sure.
I do have to say his wife, I liked how she told him that they're going to have another kid. But
Yeah.
the way to tell him that they're going to have sex is you better go rub down that crib. Like, that was her way of telling him that the baby's going to happen.
Right.
You know, let's make the baby happen. You go clean that crib. You clean it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sex, Calder finally got some action at the end of the show. Thank God.
Oh,
With
my
5 minutes left, someone
yes.
finally got some action. You got these ripped Navy SEALs, and they wait till 5 minutes at the end to show a nice scene like that.
And he doesn't even finish, though. That's the part
well,
that
he
actually
doesn't
pissed me off. I
finish.
wrote that down.
That pissed you off?
That
Pissed me off.
None of these men seem to obviously care about their wives or any female in their life, which I get the job is their job. Their job is their life is what I meant to say. And it's just frustrating that he couldn't even finish what he was doing, which he only had like 2 more seconds left. And
You're
he
not
looked
giving
at his
Calder
phone.
a lot of credit, huh?
No.
Damn. Poor
Not at all.
Calder. Well, not poor Calder.
I will
Like,
say
he had
this.
to like put her up on the table.
What's
and
wrong with
just-
that?
That's just lazy work. You
Sometimes,
can't like never mind.
listen, they're busy guys.
Maybe he was in a mood. But
I
no,
will say this: I could never be a military wife. It's just not happening.
Me either.
I couldn't do it. It. Like you said, they're just never home. I think the stress levels of not knowing if he's gonna come home. My children, like Buddha, doesn't even remember his daughter's lactose intolerant. That
Right.
like, there's just all these things that questions like, man, a man doesn't even know his own daughter because he's not around, you know. So I don't know.
You brought up an interesting point pre-show about Calder and the girl that he was with, and his like looks to be like the same age as his daughter. You were thinking like that Calder's kind of just.
When they was coming out of the courtroom and I saw the daughter and I saw him, I was like, this is like some creepy like type he has, because I feel like the girl he was boning was very similar to like the type of his wife and daughter.
About this.
I was concerned. I was like, ooh.
She put her head on my shoulder. She was so concerned.
But the girl that he was boning was a brunette.
Yes.
His wife was a blonde.
I think we're just being young.
No,
I meant
like
young.
and just the aesthetic of the woman. Like I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe my mind was just going to a dark, twisty place.
We all have a type.
Because the show was dark and twisty, so I was going dark and twisty. I'm sorry.
That poor girl doesn't even get her face shown.
What did she get paid for her day on set? What was her day rate? Throw it out.
Nice back. So
Nice back.
They were looking for a girl. That was the.
But how old did he have this daughter? Because the daughter's grown.
I did the math.
The daughter's grown.
I have it written right here. I'm guessing that Calder's 35.
Okay.
I put that in there. Can we agree with he's around 35?
Sure.
And the daughter's 17. Because they mention it very briefly at the, in the middle
in the
somewhere.
locker room.
So I did the math. 35 minus 17 is he had her at 18 years old. Which isn't out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's pretty young, straight out of high school.
Yep.
So then you guys mentioned Buddha earlier. Let's talk about him.
Yes, let's talk about him.
Do you have anything?
Well,
that
you
stood
know,
out for you?
he's the Latino. So I appreciate the Latino vibe that's on the show, and the Spanish getting thrown around over here.
Yeah, I
over
like
there.
his wife the best. She's my favorite.
Oh,
I like when she calls
that's
him
your
Ricky and
crush?
stuff.
That's your crush?
Because
You
then I'd be
like
like, call me Danny. I'd like her to call me Danny. You know, she's cute.
Oh, okay. So he has
Let's
a
have
crush.
her on
I
the
have a
show.
crush.
Can you hook that up, Roya? Can you get her on the show?
Let's make it
got it.
happen.
Thanks.
But we both need our crushes on the show at some point during this mini series. Let's make that
Can we
happen.
talk about Roya's crush real quick?
Oh yeah, who's your crush?
Mine's still
Undecided?
undecided.
Okay.
It's not Rip when he has all the blood in his bottom gum. And he's just
I
like,
do love that.
yeah.
You know,
You're into bloody gums?
you can see his teeth really well.
Oh,
his
that's
white
right.
teeth.
His white teeth. All right, so Buddha.
Sorry.
The forgetful thing for me with Buddha was I thought maybe he just wasn't involved with the family enough, so he didn't know she was lactose intolerant.
Right.
But then he also forgot to like pick her up from the ballet. And I don't know,
he
maybe
was really
I was
into the
wondering if that
movies.
had something to do with him being a SEAL, or maybe he's just starting to lose his memory because he's just so messed up from being a SEAL for so long. I could be totally off base. But you had said something
Yeah,
about...
when he was teaching Chase how to line up the door, to blow up the door,
Right.
I felt like he could have taught him better, but instead he just acted like he couldn't remember. Like
remember how to do it properly almost. But
exactly, he couldn't tell him because he didn't know how to.
Do you think that that's the real reason why he wants to leave?
oh,
probably.
Well, there we go. There's your...
See, because like, this is my thing. If someone really, really, really wanted to get out, they'd be out. And when this mission, I get that Rip is a very important, essential entity to this team, but he's putting his marriage on the line, his kids on the line to go back for this mission. So I feel like he really has a love for this team and what he wants to do, but I think there's another hidden secret to why he really wants to leave. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and maybe his forgetfulness will affect them on their mission in the
Right.
upcoming episodes.
Ooh, see? We're here. We're here.
Do you?
Yeah.
How do you think his training of the new guy Chase is gonna go?
And now is Chase going with him?
It looked
Yeah,
like it. So now
yeah,
it's a Navy
Chase
SEAL
is,
7.
yeah.
He's in there? He's in
Oh
there?
no, there's
No,
6
because
Rip's
Rip
not
is
there.
gone.
That's good.
Yeah. Chase is on the plane. He's on the plane. He's
Math
gone.
ain't my strong suit, apparently.
Chase seems fine. They say,
We don't know.
The thing is, like, they said that Buddha or Bear was giving him a hard time. Like, Coulter's like, he was great in his other group. Why are you giving him such a hard time, Buddha? Blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. I think he'll be fine. What do you think? I feel like you think he's going to, like, mess it up somehow.
No, I think they're gonna mess him up, and that's gonna cause a little chain reaction. Like they're not gonna purposely mess him up, but
Right.
them be like, get in his head. He's not gonna be able to perform properly. And
Jeez. Not a problem for Coulter, just saying.
yeah, I don't know. We never finished.
All right, well, there you go.
No, I don't think he's gonna actually mess up. I think someone else is, and someone's gonna die.
Someone's definitely going to die. It's like, that's what this is about. People die on these missions. And like, to even get into the Navy SEALs, I'm like one of those people, I like to do my research. And it's like one of the hardest branches to like be a part of. And their training is like intense. And so it's like, obviously this is a special core group of people, but then at the same time, the missions that they go on are like super, super crazy and intense. And they're just prepared. And the wife at the very end, when Buddha's like getting on the plane, she's like, make sure you come back to me. He's like, I do every time. But every time he goes, there's such a great chance that he's not coming back.
I mean, I peed my pants just watching the episode, so. I was just watching.
There goes my...
On a 16-inch television. It wasn't like a big screen. I still, still happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you guys think the school teacher is going to make it alive?
Jeez, she's such an interesting character too. Like, I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's school. Who doesn't like a school teacher? She's like so kind to everybody, and she just wants everyone to be safe. I'm gonna say somehow Rip saves her somehow. Sometime he does something crazy and saves. That'd be fun.
That's definitely going to be a very interesting storyline. And that's why I'm like wondering, like, are they going to still show us like all the dark and twisty that Rip? Are we going to go back and see more, or we're just going to stay in present? Like, I'm wondering if we're going to have
you want
flashbacks.
More backstory of how
yeah, like I want to
close they are
see.
and stuff?
And why he's so obsessed with Mutaki.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how long has he been hunting down this guy?
Right. I want to
obsessed?
see why he's like now this alcoholic. Like, what made him become what he is now, which is like, quote unquote, this washed Navy SEAL. Because the guy said you're not a Navy SEAL anymore. So it's like, he's fallen from grace, and then I just feel like he might be on a road to redemption. We shall see.
That's true. Do you believe Calder was wrong for ratting him out? I just want to talk about him real quick.
Jeez.
That's such a tough one, like.
I think so much stuff goes down on out there that we don't know about that I think most people wouldn't have ratted him out. I think that most people just keep their mouth shut and move on. What do you think? You think he should have said something?
I'm so torn because it's like, there's like that shield, that brotherhood, that like no matter what, we protect each other. But then standing up for what's right, like how long are you going to keep allowing things to happen that in your, like, if you feel it right here, I don't necessarily think he was wrong for it if he was standing up for what's right. But then again.
But why now? Because I feel like Rip has done this before. In the sense where Rip was
right. He's made a mistake before. What? Last straw for Calder?
I mean, that's why I want to see more backstory. I'm hoping like they do some flashbacks because I want to before I can really, really answer that question because I'm still like I don't know. Was he right or wrong?
Maybe they're gonna throw a flashback where we see Calder wanting to say something, but Bear somehow convinces him to keep his mouth shut. I mean, because Bear asked Rip to be the godfather to Sarah, the daughter that didn't make it or whatever. But so they have a really serious past that we have no idea about.
Only 8 episodes.
I know. I was just going to say that. I was going to say there's only 8 episodes, though. So I don't know.
So it's like, are they going to just trim that out, or are they going to actually keep that in?
I don't know. Let me drink from my imaginary cup and ponder that thought.
Do you guys have any other points you want to talk about this episode before we go into like predictions? Or
I'm glad to see Altoids is a sponsor of Six. That's nice. They could have gone with any fresh mint. They could have gone with Mentos. They could have gone with Tic Tacs.
That is true.
But they went. He offered him an Altoid, not even a generic fresh mint of some kind.
Nope.
Not just one, the whole container.
The whole container.
And it fits really well in his pocket.
Look at all these.
So
are we now advertising for Altoids? I mean, what the hell?
Could happen. Anything else? Because I got a big prediction.
What's yours?
Well, when we get there, but are we ready for it?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Did anyone really think Buddha wasn't going to go, though? Honestly.
Oh, no. I already knew.
And then
come
before
on.
he's about to sign these papers, they put the picture of him, like, being realized that he's a Navy SEAL. Guys, come on, history. We didn't need all that.
Come on.
It's going to happen.
How many times do we have to see Rip on the TV before we know Buddha's going to
Yes,
go?
exactly.
With his receding hairline. He looked beautiful.
The wife must really hate the men because...
Oh, for sure.
Buddha's wife, when Bear walked in...
Oh, she was done.
What do you want?
She was over it. Because she understands that she kind of has no stake.
How many kids does Buddha have, by the way?
2.
At least, 2, right?
Yeah, 2, the girl and the boy.
Mama wants some help at home.
There's the thing, though. She's not part of the boys' club. And unfortunately, she's knows that she knows that they kind of take a slight priority over them.
But I feel like there was no respect from her to Bear as a common respect. He walked into the room. She's like, "What do you want?"
Well, she
get
feels
out.
like there's no respect for her and her family
That's
and the
true.
needs of her
Again,
and her
then
family.
there's that backstory that we don't know about yet. So
Yeah.
what the
a good
hell
point.
happened? Are we ever even going to know? Or are they just going
Right.
to keep going forward?
That's true, because Buddha did look at her, look at him, looked at her. I'll be right back, and then went with Bear.
She's like, "Is this a good time?
Yeah.
Is this a good time?" Like, no. I listen.
It really was a good time. It wasn't a big issue that they had going on.
You about to go to your interview? No, this is not a good time. Oh my god.
You almost sounded Jamaican at the end there. Hey,
know,
I want to hear your prediction now. I'm ready. I'm ready for this big
So,
announcement.
can we go to predictions? Thanks, guys.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Alrighty. So, my prediction from watching the trailer, I do believe Buddha is gonna die. There are clips that support that theory.
Oh, wow.
There was a clip
Jeez.
with. Do you want me to even say the clips? I'm afraid it might be a spoiler.
But the
makes
clips
me
were in the
sad.
were right after the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they
So-
saw it. People saw it.
If I haven't annoyed you enough by right now, then mute me for maybe a minute
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
and watch I'm like completely wrong. I believe he is gonna die because you see Bear go see the family. The kids are hugging him, really sad. And there was no hugging when he came into the living room. When
So
he
the
was
kids are
talking
hugging Bear.
or hugging Bear. And there's no Buddha, and
Yeah.
Bear's really sad. And there's obviously someone that dies because there's a coffin. And they
Oh yes,
they
there
put
is
a
a coffin.
Okay.
so, and I think Chase is gonna be involved with that, where Buddha protects Chase, and boo boo,
Oh my
It's
goodness.
over.
pen drop.
Pen drop, not a mic drop.
Nope, pen.
Pen drop.
That's
All
what I
right,
think.
I'm ready for your
Raindrops.
prediction. I've got one of my own that's different. You want me to go me first?
Yeah, you first. You first. I'm still thinking.
I just want this to happen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
like I'm already mourning and grieving Buddha now. Thanks. Thanks.
Anyway,
Just
here's my prediction. This is I want this to happen. Miss Naomi, the teacher, and Taggart, they start hooking up. That's what I
get
want.
it on.
I think they make a cute couple. I think maybe settle him down. She seems like, she's a teacher, so she can be like, "No, Taggart, don't kill anymore." And he'll be like, "Yes, Miss Naomi." It'd be
You
cute.
do realize she just almost got raped, but
It
But
didn't
still,
happen, and
he's
she's gonna save
he's
for the
trying to
boss.
save
But
her.
that's why they said. I think they set it up on purpose. Like, oh, she's being saved for the boss.
so you think
Taggart's not putting up with that. Something's gonna go down.
maybe he's
Oh
the
my
boss? He's like,
God.
"Honey, I'm the boss."
Well, hey,
You can call
once he
me
defeats the
daddy.
boss, there you go.
You guys, no, that's bad support. Bad support. Don't support that.
I didn't mean it in a
Don't.
bad way. I meant that
So
they
mutual.
both.
They will
It's
both
a
want
mutual
to.
respect.
Yeah.
They both want that.
My predictions. You stole mine because I thought about that
okay.
too. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
We all want that.
Because I saw the chemistry sort of kind of in the trailer at the end where
both
she was
feisty.
like,
They both were
yeah,
feisty right
and
when
she
they
was,
met. They're
and
both
she,
feisty. Yeah.
but then she was saying, she was like, you do anything to keep us safe. I was like, oh,
yeah, you will,
okay.
Taggart.
So that's definitely one of my predictions. But I also feel like we are going to get to see a lot more about the other guys. Like, definitely we're going to know more about Chase. I think there's something really special about the new guy and kind of like the whole hazing thing. Like, when you join a new team, there's always like that whole like bringing you in. And so they're giving him a hard time for a reason, but I really think that there's more to be said about that. So I'm waiting to see what the black guy does.
All right.
I want to hear Mutaki. I just like that word.
Mutaki. Mutaki. Is he dead?
Mutaki.
Are we still looking for him? What's happening?
Guys, Mutaki.
Mutaki.
Yeah.
That's just a fun name.
Bukaki. I mean Mutaki. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying stuff. All right.
It's all
anyways,
good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right.
So, anything else before we wrap this up? Nothing? Last minute?
No.
I feel like I just want to make sure that I get to have a bear hug from Bear before
Yeah,
this
yeah.
8 weeks.
There you
is
go.
over. That's it. That's all I asked
I'm
for.
excited for the show. I love I think the setup was great. Too.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the setup.
I really
Yeah.
think that this season's going to be pretty exciting. Like the way they cut that trailer.
And if
was
they
dope.
do backstories, that's
Yeah.
what's gonna really put me over the top where I'm gonna love it. Yeah.
The editing has been amazing on this show so far. So, even the trailer, that's what hooked
Yeah,
me.
the trailer's
Probably-
what got me too.
So, all right, cool. Well, guys, where can we find you next time?
Oh, well, Franceli here, and you can catch me on all things at Selly Hangout. Make sure to hang out with me.
Yeah, Daniel Lindgren at the Dan Lindgren. You can check out more of my comedy also at Kiss and Tell Show.
And guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Roya. That's HeyRoya. And until next time, come back next week for episode 2, guys. Thank you so much.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.